Okay, chapter 4. In a cold and grimy public toilet, surrounded by stained yet scrubbed blue and white tiles, she bled. Not your usual blood, the kind that comes around as often as a new moon. No, this time it was the blood and gunk of an 8-week-old fetus about to float its way through the country sewage pipes, under the motorway to the treatment plant nearby. A burial in swirling liquid mass beneath a ring of evergreen trees. Recycled waters of a chemically aborted fetus would later fill the glass of a 5-year-old running in from the garden on a hot summer's day, filled by his mother and chilled with 3 clinking ice cubes. At 25 years old, this moment was traumatic. Since giving birth to a dead baby 3 years earlier, dead for 3 days in her womb, the emotional stress did not register as quickly as the bloody drips turned the toilet water red. No, they didn't even register at all. A tear of anguish touches a blue floor tile. Pain. The drop, a drop so perfectly sculpted and salted, explodes across the floor as the echoes of uncomfortable groans she hopes the boyfriend in the car parked outside would not hear, ricochet like thoughts between a shattered skull. A young boy of a man outside, innocent in both his insolence and his lack of experience, thumbs a phone left and right on his Tinder account, newly reopened since his girlfriend started acting a little crazy like last time. Just like last time. The last drips of the young boy's spawn careen off the toilet bowl and slide into the water where they rejoin what is left of the secretly and chemically aborted pregnancy. The young woman sighs, shallow with a sudden pause. She strokes her hair behind her ears, then drops her face into her palms, resting on her elbows that dig deep into her thighs behind the knee. The long and painted nails of her fingers plunge into her skin as if seeking some kind of traction. Now would be the time to cry, she thinks. Instead, she swallows, deep, squishes her eyes into the wrinkles of her hands, and, taking one hand, eyes still closed, swings her right arm behind her until her opalescent fingers touch the cold metallic handle of the flush. There are pauses in life. There was one here, but only to move her balance to the ball of her left foot so she could push from it to counter the action of pulling the lever down with her right hand. The flush was powerful, Victorian even. The splashes from its cyclonic deluge hit the inside of her thighs. She did not wipe a soul. She stood and pulled her blood-stained panties and her high-waisted blue jeans up until she could see her new trainers more clearly. The cold water made her hands whiter as she washed them, and the smell of the soap reminded her of smoking secretly in the changing rooms at school when she was 12. The door opened back into the country lane that led back to the A12 that wound its way from London to Lowestoft. Home. The sound of the public toilet door opening gave enough warning for the boyish man to close one app and open another in its place. Smiling after her completed chemical abortion, and with the sticky wet mass between her thighs and her vulva, Natasha pushed the switch she used to find her calm, just like the time she put the gloves on her dead boyfriend as his family watched. Moments before the furnace of cremation was ignited. "Everything okay?" she says, the engine still running from long before the bathroom stop. This is the last time Natasha would drive back to Lowestoft. It was the last long drive with that boyfriend, and the beginning of the last week she would give him a hand job and suck him off instead of having him inside her. Ever. Soon, her accent would change. Her history would be rewritten, and her home address would read somewhere in the vicinity of London SW10, just off the Fulham Road in Chelsea, to be precise.